Shake it up. Shaking up the garbage we feed on. Shaking up our wondrous being. Let's begin to reform. Even if just for a moment, to share the cloying and the suffocating skin. Let's shake it up right now. Let's shake it up right now. Let's shake it up right now. Shake it up. Languishing in false lucidity doesn't benefit the greater cause. Driving blind and clawing wildly, wreaking havoc, banging heads against the wall. Let's shake it up right now.
Hello there, welcome to the Creative Shake-Up podcast. And in this particular episode, it's a follow-up. I am on my own. Again, I don't have somebody I am interviewing today. I will assure you, got some absolutely incredible interviews coming up. Amazing individuals from a wide variety of different backgrounds, but all having something very much in common, which is utilizing themselves and what they have, their journeys in life, their experiences, to provide support, help, inspiration for others. There's something that's come on the screen. I don't know whether that came across there, but anyway, we're up and running. We're up and running. So it's wonderful to be with you. And the follow-up is on a previous episode, which was sharing the inspiration of an amazing song. All I heard was strong. So again, within that song, inspired by the amazing Jovi, there is the happening of somebody who evoked in me a feeling of inspiration. And we have so many people around us. When we think of this world that we live in and being a part of humanity, you see so many times, tragically, such hatred, division, annihilation was a word I saw in a recent video. I've talked about people owning other people, ripping them apart, tearing them down, silencing them, annihilating. And this is all clickbait that's very, very negative and very dark. I'm not burying my head in the sand. I'm not encouraging you to. What I am sharing is there's a heck of a lot of positive energy too. And I'm not talking about those pink, fluffy, animal, nice, warm stories that they always seem to put on at the end of the news. Here's all the tragedy that's happening, and here's a lovely furry animal that's just a little token gesture. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about deeper than that. So we are moving forwards, and I've already mentioned we've got some incredible guests coming up. You know what to do. Subscribe, because I am reaching out to more people, and they are seeing the future guests, the value of the Creative Shake-Up podcast. You're seeing it because you're here. Thank you. And together we are increasing that awareness of, we don't have to keep perpetuating this wicked, evil, dark, corrupt energy. There are some amazing human beings around who are doing some incredible things. And particularly today, I'm going to join with you in observing. It's going to be a bit unusual, but it's what we're going to do. It's what I've decided to do, to share with you. I'd love your comments, because the other day I went for a walk. I did a walk and talk pre-recorded live video. I've edited a little of it, but not massively. I was walking back from the gym, and I was thinking about this song that I've written, All I Heard Was Strong. Check out a previous episode. And I emailed Jon Bon Jovi. I started a social media campaign. And I'm going to let the video walk and talk that I did speak for itself. And I'm going to watch it with you. That's why, just in case you may have noticed, I've got one headphone in for the video that I'm doing, the microphone. I've got another headphone in for the video walk and talk that I recorded the other day, that now I'm going to watch with you. So there's going to be a pop-up screen that's going to come up that's going to give even more detail as to what's now happening with the songs. All I Heard Was Strong, and the acoustic version, All I Heard Was Strong, my brother's song. And the reasons why, and this is the message before I go into the video walk and talk with you. A philosophy of mine is quite simply this. I use this in all areas of my life. I only need one reason big enough and bigger than the several reasons to not do something. I only need one reason big enough to do something than the several reasons to not do the thing. And that is really, really helping me to achieve a lot. Because there's always, isn't there? There's always that feeling of self-doubt, that feeling in your mind telling you, well, you shouldn't be doing this, because of that. Who do you think you are reaching out to Jon Bon Jovi? Who do you think you are? Why would he be interested? Maybe if I sat here for long enough, I could think of other reasons why it would be a good idea, several reasons, to not do it. But there's one reason that's good enough, and one reason that's bigger than those several reasons. And that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm now doing it to a new level. But that comes out in the video. So let's watch it together. It's going to be really, really interesting. I might even just interrupt myself during. Who knows? So I'm going to press pause. I'm going to go back to the beginning. And this is a walk and talk that I recorded, I think at time of recording, yesterday. And now I'm recording with you a podcast. So watch with me as I watch the unfolding of my intention. And it arrived at me after walking back from the gym. What I'm going to do, why I'm going to do it, and the reason behind it is bigger and big enough, bigger than me, and it's enough of a reason more than the several reasons to not do it. Here we go. Strong emotion alert there. When you send a song to a major artist, you know yourself that major artist and or band or both likely receive a heck of a lot of songs. And I saw the man in the room struggling with his voice, and I cried. Strong emotion alert there. I welcome your comments. When I do lives in TikTok, it's one of my favourite features is the interaction, the engagement. So I'm not avoiding that. I'm just feeling that in this moment, I want to share a live video that's pre-recorded. There might be some music, in fact there probably will be, not might be, some music underneath of very specific nature, and some outro music too. Now, when you send a song to a major artist, you know yourself that major artist and or band or both likely receive a heck of a lot of songs from songwriters. I want to emphasise in this moment, the song All I Heard Was Strong is not that. I wasn't sending the song, haven't sent the song to Jon Bon Jovi to say, here's a song I'd like you to record, per se. But equally, the song All I Heard Was Strong, if that is the outcome, I certainly am not going to stop that, but that was not the intention. So this is different. This is not a singer-songwriter, me, sending a song to a major artist for them to record it and release it. It's not within itself, although it could be. So I started by sending out a series of emails a few weeks ago. Then I turned the song release into a social media campaign leading up to and including John Jovi's birthday, March the 2nd. John turned the ripe age of 63. But I'm going to just backtrack slightly as to where the song came from. And then you'll hear it is not perhaps what could be the usual way things are done. Somebody, me, a songwriter, writing a song, sending it to an artist for them to record it and release it. Although I certainly wouldn't stop that outcome from happening. This was a song that was directly inspired in the moment. There was no contriving in it, there was no planning in it. It happened. And it happened as a result of me watching the documentary, Thank You, Good Night, the Bon Jovi story, on Disney+. And it was a chronicle of the amazing creative life and life of Bon Jovi and of John Bon Jovi himself. Then the latter years, the last few years, have been marked with vocal challenges that John Bon Jovi has faced. And that's what struck me. In a room, trying to get the voice out, a voice that is phenomenal, incredible, world-renowned, and to see the individual, and it really strikes me, John Bon Jovi really strikes me as a very loving, warm, down-to-earth man. And it's that fragility and that vulnerability that cut through to me. I'm a throat cancer survivor. 2008. I lost the ability to communicate for close to a year. For many years after, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, physically still. It was a challenge. The last few years, I've overcome so many different things, and I share messages of resilience, triumph over adversity, of the human spirit. What you do, what I do, what we can all do every day. And I saw the man in the room struggling with his voice, and I cried, and I have no shame in that at all. The fragility and the vulnerability that I've talked about. So I've come to the point. I did the email, I did the social media campaign, and will continue to. I've now released as a initial single 2 versions of the same song. All I Heard Was Strong. All I Heard Was Strong, and All I Heard Was Strong, My Brother's Song, which is an acoustic version. Would I still like to touch base, so to speak, with John Bon Jovi? Yeah, of course I would. Is there a possibility that the song could be reformed into a song that's released by John? Yes, of course. But that's not the reason for the writing of the song. The reason for the writing of the song was a gift. So therefore, I've made the decision to release the gift as a single, because then I feel there's a greater chance that the song will land at the doorstep. Strong emotion alert there. At the doorstep, at the footsteps of the home of John Bon Jovi, because that's where the inspiration came from. So, in some ways, it might seem a bit cliched, but it's the thought I had. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for all you've done, all you do. And this is my song for you, that comes from somebody who has some level of understanding of a loss of voice and takes that experience, my throat cancer journey, takes that experience and desires to utilise it to amplify more voices. And that's everybody. That's everybody. So there we are. Now going to be released as a single. Share it far and wide. There's a greater chance that John Bon Jovi will hear All I Heard Was Strong, and All I Heard Was Strong, my brother's song. And I'd love to know what John thinks, and Dorothea as well. It would be amazing to hear what you feel about the song that was inspired of you. Take care, and I will be sharing this video far and wide. Until next time, all I heard was strong. There we are. So perhaps, possibly. I'm not overly concerning myself with this thought, but I do want to acknowledge it because amongst many other thoughts, it's a thought that exists or could exist. Which is, some people might think, that's a bit weird, buddy, you watching yourself. And in some ways, yes, it is. It takes me back, actually. I work completely in flow. I can't give the specific reasons and the specific occasion, but I remember delivering a public discourse years ago, and it was part of a belief system I was within, and the intention of it was aimed at a certain group of individuals, and the group of individuals I think initially weren't there. So this public talk was recorded, and then it was played again when those individuals were present, and I was in the audience. So I'm in the audience listening to me. So it was a bit weird, and I do a lot of that, of course, because I work within communication, videos, songs, within my professional life as well, my secular work. I think everything I do is professional, but I do at times hear me. And of course, it's a strange feeling, but I wanted to do that. And the reason is to remind, not myself because I know the reason, but to share that with even more amplification, which is where the idea of the song came from in the first place. All I heard was strong. You could think that's fine, just keep it at that. I was so moved, I really was. And again, another thought could be that people might focus a little bit more on the legend, of course, of Bon Jovi, of John Bon Jovi. And I totally understand that, because there is legend there and legacy there and an incredible back catalogue of music and influence. But also, what I saw was, I know I've already said it, but the fragility of the person. And it was that strength in that moment of weakness. And I feel within that, there is a message there for John himself, but there's a message for all of us, because that's something I'm realising more. Of course, when you have dark experience in life where you are immensely damaged, to use another song from a different John and different lyrics, but we have those traumatic experiences that we go through, and sometimes we want to keep those under lock and key for a dark and distant day. And I'm certainly not opening them up to revisit old wounds, to court pity. If I want anything, it's to connect with more people and to influence more people, and to help them to realise that actually sometimes what we consider to be weaknesses are our greatest strengths. And that's where the lyrical idea came from for All I Heard Was Strong. I also understand it could be, perhaps some people might think it's a bit patronising. Again, I don't want to emphasise all of the reasons for not doing what I've done. There was enough within it to really moved me incredibly. It reminded me a little bit of certain elements of me. Of course, not the context of John Bon Jovi's life, but the fragility, the vulnerability, the emptiness, the isolation and disconnection. And I feel my journey in life, I've shared this more recently because I've become more aware, because I'm talking about many years after 2008, my throat cancer journey, which is from the isolation and the disconnection of no voice to the amplification of many voices. And within those many voices, I include me, but I also include many others too, which is why here in the Creative Shake-Up podcast and other platforms, the voices are growing, whether that's through collaboration, whether that's through comment on interviews, content that is shared, a real positive ascension with a number of incredible human beings who have been to that place of immense weakness, to the point where they thought they were broken. And they've turned it around, and they have shown resilience and triumph in the face of adversity. And that's what I'm moved to share. Now, that is inclusive, because it isn't just those that perhaps have felt voiceless in the sense of not John Bon Jovi, because he has had a microphone for many years, and everybody knows, many people know who he is, what he does, what he sounds like, what his message has been, the work he does. Incredible. Supporting many people, paying it forwards. Soul Kitchen, really incredible work. Yet, why would we miss somebody like that out? Why would I choose? This guy's too famous. He's too rich for me to care about him. I don't know. And to be honest with you, I'm not particularly bothered about caring, because that shouldn't be a barrier to caring about another human being. And that's what moved me. And I do feel within the song there is a greater message for all of us, because we might feel we sound weak. A lot of times I am sharing it because I did think it. A lot of times I do feel that I sound weak because my voice is not what it was. But ironically, when it was stronger physically, when I didn't go through throat cancer, I didn't communicate as much then as I do now. Why do I? Because I can. And because I'm moved to. And not just for me, but as a representation of an encouragement to others to share in whatever way they desire to. A stronger, greater voice that comes from the breaking point of loss, tragedy, trauma. So I'm facing up to those things even more. And that's where the amplification of not only my voice, but many other voices is coming from. So to be a part of that, join here, comment, like, subscribe. Across all social media platforms, all I heard was strong, and all I heard was strong, my brother's song. You can share it in social media posts. Put a post out. I am strong. My voice is strong. That's just the words that came to me. I'm not starting a campaign in terms of I've got this all organised, laid out. It's coming from the heart, straight from the heart. If you feel that you would like to support in this song, the song that's a gift to John, but I do feel does speak for many of us as well, put an image out. You will find all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can put content out and you can tag in the song. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook particularly. And tag in John Bon Jovi or Bon Jovi. And then I feel there will be a greater chance of the song that was written for this one person but does represent many feelings of many of us. And that's always the best type of song, because they should speak in some way or other for us all. Then, you never know. Who knows what might happen from that? And I have other music coming up that's coming from the same position. I'm not going to announce at the moment, but a song that was written 2 years after my throat cancer experience. I didn't write for 2 years, not a single word apart from the things I wanted to say because I couldn't speak, writing down in a notepad to others. And then I wrote some lyrics, and that song will be making a comeback in a very, very special way. And I will be sharing more about that soon. But this is all about the amplification of many voices. This is all about emotion being heard. This is all about mental health awareness. This is all about opening up to perhaps those things that we maybe feel ashamed of within ourselves, but we shouldn't. The past, loss, tragedy, trauma. And I will continue to create with every fibre of my being, with as many people as possible, as much emotional content as is possible, and amplifying the positive nature of expression. Express on. Really, really pushing into the consciousness. Humanity. Being human. In being human, there is no division. No division. So I won't be adding to annihilating, silencing, ending, owning, tearing down, etc. Yes, I do believe there are elements in the world of corruption that do need to be highlighted. But there's also a groundswell of incredible human nature. And we also do well to amplify that too. So I look forward to sharing more with you very, very soon. It's been an interesting podcast episode. I welcome your thoughts, your voice in the comments. And let's keep growing together. And the numbers are rising. And the more they do, the more influence that we can have together over the positive nature of one voice. We are one. All I heard was strong, and we'll play out with a couple of videos of that song. Remember, comment, like, subscribe, and I look forward to being back with you very soon, also including some amazing, inspirational guests. Take care until next time. Bye-bye.
Watched your life on playback, you always held the crowd. You lay them down every night in a bed of soul-filled sound. In those moments I saw the strength in your fragility. Your voice, my brother, was the voice inside of me. My brother, in that moment I shared your voice in that song. My brother, in that moment you may have felt weak, but all I heard was strong. 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 I've never met you, but I met you in that moment that we shared. All I heard was strong in my brother's song. I watched your life on playback, oh, you've always held the crowd. You lay them down every night in a bed of soul-filled sound. In those moments I saw the strength in your fragility. Your voice, my brother, it was the voice inside of me. My brother, in that moment I shared your voice in that song. My brother, in that moment you may have felt weak, but all I heard was strong. All I heard was strong in my brother's song. I've never met you, but I met you in that moment that we shared. Keep holding on, John, we know you're strong.